Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Friday, February 12th, 2021. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. We made it to the end of the week. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Everybody listening in on the podcast version, welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a good run whenever you hear this. And for everyone watching this on YouTube, not live, but after the fact, welcome. We love having you guys here too. Let's say hi to everyone who is here. Hopefully you guys are having good runs today, having good days, getting good starts to your weekends. First off, we got Recycle on Wednesday. Says, hi, everyone. What's going on? Stevie76 says, 10-year anniversary of the debut of Rebecca Black. It's a Friday. Really? Has it really been 10 years? That's a very long time. That seems like too long. Yeah, that's weird. Where is she now? I mean, I've seen her, like, I've seen her like in like other places before. Like they've done that follow-up before, haven't they? And wasn't there another song? Didn't she have another song that it kind of cut on for a second, but then people were like, no, man, this other song is just like that first one, and that first one wasn't that good. But I don't believe that it's the 10-year anniversary. Has it really been 10 years? It seems like too long. And this is here, says, hi, Kofuzi. Sorry, I keep messing with some of the levels here today. Hopefully it sounds okay. And it says, hi, Kofuzi and everyone. Old age is catching up with me. Picked up my first reading glasses today. Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever need reading glasses, but for me, I'll probably just go straight to like bifocals. Or my eyes will, I don't know. I foresee like my eyesight really taking a nosedive at some point in the somewhat near future. So that'll be interesting to see. But hopefully, do you have other? I don't think you have other glasses, do you? Let me know about that. If that's your first set of glasses, or do you have like different kinds of glasses now? I don't know. Frank says it needs to find some carbs to load. Yeah, I've been eating a lot today. I've been trying to think about fueling a little bit more, and today was an easy day, and I wanted to be like, all right, no excuses, easy day. I should have more energy than a regular day, so I should be able to focus on some fueling. So I've been trying to do it. But, when I focus on like trying to like fuel more, I end up just, I don't target certain, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, or anything. I just target what are the leftovers that I can easily polish off in the fridge. I don't know. I'm like a beaver, but like for leftovers in the fridge, and especially, and like, like they say, like with beavers, like, I was listening to a story about beavers. Not a story, not like let me tell you about this one time. Is a story, like not a documentary, but I was listening to something. I want to say podcast, but what podcast would I have been listening to about beavers? But they were saying like, if you leave in an area where beavers live, a recording of like trickling water, the beavers will go to that spot and like just start patching up that area of the river, because like they're triggered by that like trickling water sound, that something's wrong. The dam that they built isn't quite working right. I feel like when it comes to like me in the fridge, once I see like leftovers in there, it triggers me, and I'm like, I gotta eat that. I gotta hurry up and eat it. So I've been polishing off a lot of leftovers. So I'm feeling very good about myself. That part of my brain is feeling good, but I'm like, did I do a good job fueling today? I don't know. I'm full. So I guess that's like half the battle, but like, did I do a good job? I'm not sure. I got a big workout tomorrow, so we'll see how we do with that. Philip Bourne says, hi, everyone. What's going on, Phil? How's the dog? How's Laura? Stevie76 says, kicking in the front seat, sit in the back seat. Got to make my mind up. Which seat can I take? What is that from? I can't place it. Rob Van Spellens here says, hi, all. What's going on, Rob? Good to see you again. Oh, that's the lyrics to Friday. Is that what? That's the lyrics? I mean, there's a lot of songs where the lyrics aren't that profound, but that's pretty bad. Although I just feel like, in a way, is it like a metaphor for the high school experience of feeling left out? Which seat can I take? All of them are available to her, yet some of them may seem occupied. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. All right, Martha says, hi, everyone. All right, that was a long time ago for her, but it's only that minuscule print. Oh, I'm talking about, I think I saw that. I missed something. You guys talking about reading glasses and stuff like that. Sorry, I jumped into that. All right. There's something else that I wanted to focus in on. All right. Spence Holmes says, yo, what's going on? What's going on, Spence? Good to see you again. Rick Sutter says, happy Friday, Co and fellow Kofuzians. Ran 17 miles, our farthest of the adult life. All right, let's get a cowbell for that. A long distance run. Well done. How'd it feel, Rick? How'd that 17 miler go? I mean, what a great way. I mean, I don't know what time zone you're in. I don't know if it's, I mean, it wouldn't be Saturday yet for most people watching this. But if it's a Friday, that's a good way to like start off the weekend. Good job. You got a first marathon in April, and you're at 17. I feel like you're in pretty good shape. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right. Chris Yao says, hi, everyone. He got LASIK 15 years ago and still has solid distance vision, but anything closer, text to read, then if it's text to read closer than 2 feet, it's a blur. Interesting. Yeah, I was just talking with Thomas, believe it or not, about LASIK. He said he got it a while ago, but then like his eyes started getting worse, and he can't do it. You only get to do it once, so he can't do it again. So I don't know if like my mom got LASIK. I want to say when she was. It's been a while now. Maybe when she was in her. I mean, she was like just turned 60. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to. Maybe I should wait till that long before I ever try and get it. All right. Stevie76. Oh, with the super chat. Thank you very much, Stevie. We hit 70K. Oh, today when I posted the video, it was really strange because, I always try to put in every video of the day how many subscribers I have at the moment, just so that way, like nostalgia wise, later I can look back on it and kind of like see like, these are the kinds of videos I was making back at this time. And, I didn't let the number like stop me from trying to make a certain kind of video, that kind of thing. And I looked at it today and it was 69,999. And I was like, should I just wait? Should I wait to get to 70,000? Or I was like, no, I'm just going to go with 69,999. But thank you very much. Thanks everybody for 70K. I feel like I should go run a 70K, but I don't think I have that in me right now. So I'm not going to run a 70K, but man, 70K. It's a bizarre number. Doesn't even make sense. But thanks everybody for coming along on the ride. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep this train moving, see where it goes. All right. Rick Sutter said about his longest run ever, said it felt awesome. Well, that's fantastic. What a great way to kick off that weekend. I feel like the microphone, I don't know if it's this light or what, the microphone just dominates. It always wants to be in focus more than me. Sorry, I'm going to move this. Maybe I can move it out of the way a little bit more. All right, I think I'm a little bit better in focus now. All right. Jeff Elliott said it was mid-30s and misting during his run today, but he's really glad that it got done. Ooh, that's tough. If it were like raining hard in 30s, that's like the weather that I just don't want to run in. Ugh. All right. Let's see what else we got here. David Sachs coming with the super chat as well. Thank you so much, David. It says congratulations on the 70K. Man, thank you guys so much. Awesome. Stevie76 says for the 70K, instead of maybe running a 70K, I'll just run a 35K double. Oh man, I don't know if I could do that. But thanks so much. I'm glad that you guys think that I can do that. I mean, I probably could gut it out, but it would put me out of commission for quite a bit. And so I don't know that like it's quite the right time for that. But I heard the good news yesterday, but President Biden saying that the U.S. government has bought enough vaccine to vaccinate all Americans. So that's fantastic. Now it's just a matter of, taking on those deliveries and getting them shots into arms. Awesome. Amit says with a jack-o'-lantern there. Nice work. Awesome. All right. Let's go up. I thought, Martha, did you say something? I thought you guys were getting the vaccine soon. Is there something about that? Did I miss it? I'm sorry if I missed it. Let me know, Martha, what the vaccine situation is for you in that. Paul Jennings wants to know, hey, Kofuzi, have a great weekend. Have you ever used compression tights to help muscle recovery? Was wondering if they would be worth buying. I have used them to help with muscle recovery. I use them more frequently. Well, in the wintertime, I just wear them because it's an extra layer of warmth, and they're usually pretty thick, and they cover the calf, and they could fit under like most of my running pants or even some of my tights. So I wear them frequently in the winter as I'm running. But in the summertime, I frequently will, after my longest run, put on either my calf sleeves after the run or like really long compression socks after the run. Because usually I'm pretty dehydrated from a summer long run. I try to stay hydrated, and I also keep the compression sleeves on just to kind of make sure everything's flowing well and just flushing the system. So that's something that I do. I just kind of like to wear them. How much that they work, I'm not sure, but they feel good. I feel like with a lot of recovery things, it's like it's not hurting. I don't think it's hurting me, and it feels good. So I go with it, and so I kind of like to do that. That's usually when I'm using it most in the summertime. But in the wintertime, pretty much every day is like some sort of long sock that might not be like medical grade compressive, but has some sort of kind of like, tightness to it to keep you extra warm. All right. Let's see. Martha says, good news to report for anyone who gets the Pfizer vaccine, especially a small serology study came out indicating high efficacy against the new variants. Oh, and Moderna is working on a booster for that. That is fantastic news. That was like, one of my biggest fears. Oh man, I hope that small study kind of scales up, and then at scale it holds true as well. That's just one of my big concerns, is that like we're going to get all this rolled out, and by the time we do, it will be like too late because the variants have taken hold, and then that's kind of like my that's how 2021 gets us kind of theory, but that's really great news. Awesome. All right. Jeff Elliott says, watch your cold weather video today, and I'm currently wearing those TCA pants over tights and feeling pretty toasty. Yeah, those TCA pants, they're like $20, but I love the fit, and I love to wear them like lounging around the house. I love to wear them for running, and they're great. I usually tend to wear them like to a race, like as my warm-up pant too. So like they're just really good. I've bought several pairs. I think I'm on my second pair, and it's not like I have to go through them. I just have a lot of them. I really like it. Right. Yeah, Stevie76 says, Putin said he's not taking the Sputnik vaccine. I think that news came out a long time ago, I think, Stevie. And he was saying that, I remember he was saying that like he gave it to one of his daughters. I didn't know this, but apparently Putin has two daughters. But like the news reports are like, yeah, Putin trusts the vaccine so much, he gave it to one of his daughters. And then the news reports were like, we don't know what's happening with the other daughter, but one of them has it, and he hasn't specified which one. And then later it came out that he's like, he's not planning on taking it, but he highly recommends that, medical care professionals, frontline, essential workers in Russia, they should all take it. So I was like, I don't know. I just feel like Putin telling people to take the vaccine that he's not taking just reminds me of that scene in the Princess Bride, or maybe I want you to think that I think that I'll poison my own glass, so I'll take the other one. I know I'm butchering the quote, but I just feel like that's what he's saying. All right. Witchcraft Lady asks a question that I don't know the answer to. Says, what is a healthy weight range for a female runner to not wreck your joints? I think that's going to vary a lot, depending on height and build and level of activity. So I'm not, and also like from female perspective, I don't know how the number is going to be different. So I'm afraid I don't know how to answer that one, Witchcraft Lady. Maybe there's someone here that has a little bit more information on that, but I think I need more information to answer that question. But also, even if I did, I don't know that I can. All right. Or McGowan says, which are better, strides or hill sprints after easy runs? I think that the general consensus seems to be that hill sprints are better after easy runs, because it's easier on your joints. And so like to get like a benefit of strides after the run, the idea is that you're moving quickly and kind of doing that musculoskeletal training about the turnover, and also you're working on just a little bit of strength when you're doing those strides as well, and form, like strength and form. But like when you're doing those hill sprints after the easy run, or when you're doing that same thing on a hill instead, you're getting the same kind of like muscular load, but without having to turn over your legs quite as fast. So it's kind of like the same amount of work for less, I guess, tax on your body is, I think, kind of like the consensus. But I suppose it could depend exactly on how you're using the stride. If you're using the stride as a way to kind of get in a little bit of just a strength workout at the end of an easy day, then, I still think that the hill work would be better. But if you're using it to work on form and fast turnover, well, let's say you're a marathoner coming down to the 8K for a race, then the strides might be better because then it's doing the thing that you want it to do, which is not so much as a power boost, because that's what maybe like your speed days for that. But I would think that the strides would be for just working on turnover and just clean up your form, train your body. It's a drill rather than it is a workout. Then I might say the strides. So, but I also think that the right answer is probably both. All right. Francisco Antonio de la Vega says, hi, beautiful people from the Philippines. Be safe. Awesome. Welcome, Francisco. Christy Howe said, I did some hill sprints today. 1 mile out of my 4 had a 10-foot elevation gain. Oh, nice. My elevation readout for my run, like at some point this week, I don't even pay attention to it in Chicago. In Iowa, where I was running back there, I would get, between like 300 and 600 feet of elevation gain on a run. Well, for, anywhere between 7 and 13 miles. That's about how much I would get, which I feel like is hilly, but not like a hill workout. Here in Chicago, I did like a 12-mile run, and I came back with 20 feet of elevation change. So very, very different. Oren says, how often do you take full rest days? Very rarely. When I was working, it would probably be like once every 2 or 3 weeks. Since like in like pandemic times, or like now that I don't work, I don't work at an office job. I think I've had, a very few, maybe on average over the last 7 months, it's maybe an average of like 1 day a month, something like that, but it goes in streaks. So like I took a day off for what? Oh, I took a day off because I had to drive back to Iowa twice in that one day. And that was like the first day off in 70 days. And then since that day, since we've been back in Chicago, I don't think I've had a day off. But, a lot of days, today was just an easy day. Just go out there and like shut the brain off if you can. Listen to some podcasts. I listened to the podcast. Allie on the Run has her like Valentine's week episodes. And today's episode was a friendship love episode of Alexi Pappas and Mary Kane. That was a really interesting podcast. So I just kind of like, kind of tuned into that and had about 9 miles, just nice and easy. So that's kind of how I approach it. Yeah. Leona says, woke up with a tweaked right knee, pain on the inside towards the bottom. Went from a usual MAF 6er, but intermittently getting worse. Anyone else have that happen? Oh, inside towards the bottom. I've never experienced that. Are you doing your mobility work, Leona? I would kind of. For me, whenever like my knee kind of feels like a little bit like weird, and I've been having days like that. It's been kind of like on my left knee a lot lately. Maybe it's because I don't have like the pitched road to run on anymore, and everything I'm running on is very flat. But I don't know, my left knee has been kind of like those early similar symptoms like I had with my runner's knee on the right side. So I've been at night making sure I'm doing stuff on like my balance ball thingy, doing my banded work, my monster walks. And I've been just trying to make sure I'm doing that. Just make sure I'm getting, a good load on the knee, making sure like the movement is moving, everything is moving in like kind of the right directions. Lena said she loved Rich Roll's podcast with Lexi. I haven't listened to that one yet. I'm kind of saving it. I feel like it's going to be intense, and you know what I mean? Like, so like with like some YouTube channels, like, I don't click on every new video of certain YouTube channels because I got to be like in a mindset for it. Got to be ready, So like I think that I'm saving that one. Bo Barnett says, I've been battling some runner's knee. I've been doing some of your strength exercises from your past videos. Any specific stretches you found were the most beneficial? For me, the ones that are very beneficial still now are, I mean, I didn't feel like the stretches so much helped the knee. The stretches for me help me open my hips, which I feel like then in turn helps ensure that the knee is like tracking and moving, like the joint is moving in the way that it should be working. So my favorite exercise that I do, and the one that I spend still today the most time on, is my lateral lunge. When I do that, I usually feel it kind of like in the front, like right in the front part of like my, hip joint, kind of not on the hips, like on the side, but more towards like the front of it. I feel it there. I'll just sit in a deep squat. So those are kind of like some squat stretches that I do that help open up my hips, that make my knee feel better. Whether those two things are connected necessarily, I don't know, but those are things that seem to work and make me feel good. All right. In the long run, Dr. Josh coming in saying, with Witchcraft Lady says, take with a grain of salt. There's variability, and talk to your registered dietitian, primary care physician. Ideal body weight is 100 pounds for the first 5 feet in females, 5 pounds for every inch after that, plus or minus 10%. Oh, interesting. I would assume that there would be some sort of ranges. But an ideal body weight, is that just like ideal body weight or healthy body weight? Is that for, I'm assuming you mean for runners? So that was the question, Josh. So, unless you correct me, I'll say that that's what it is, but interesting. But I do think, of course, what Josh says, I mean, he's a trained medical professional, but also going to our registered dietitian or primary care physician is a good way to go. And, I've been thinking about, I have a really great primary care physician. He's at Northwestern. I mean, he teaches other young doctors at Northwestern how to be great primary care physicians. And I've been seeing him for a couple of years now, and I find great value in that continuity of care, seeing like the same person and being at the same office. But I'm also like starting to wonder, not that I have any issues that I'm like really watching, except for my what seems to be persistently low vitamin D. But the only other thing, well, and like I'm asymptomatic vertigo is the other main thing that I got going on. But in other words, I had vertigo that was pretty interfering with my like quality of life, but it seems to have gone away for the most part lately. Not lately, for the past couple of years. But I'm wondering if I need to see, if things start to happen, in terms of my health, that if I maybe need to switch over to someone who has more of like that. I don't need that doctor to have been like a runner in their life or be a runner, but who has experience treating people who are running a high amount. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's necessary or not, but it's something that I have definitely thought about. All right. Jeff Elliott says, ooh, the Prickly Pear 803,000 men and women are on YouTube now. Colin Quigley got second in the very fast women's 3K. Yeah. I saw that I think it was posted last Monday because the event was last Friday. And I think like I saw Gwen Jorgensen post, like you can watch it live if you have like some sort of subscription, and then it'd be posted to YouTube on Monday. So I watched it on Monday, and that was a crazy fast. I mean, it seemed like it was crazy fast. 3,000 for the women. I watched that one. That was pretty intense. And I thought that Colin Quigley was still with Nike. And then, they listed her as unattached and she wasn't wearing a Nike singlet, so I thought her situation was more like Kate Grace's, but it seems like she's not that way. So that was very interesting to see. Although since then, it seems like a lot of the photos that she's been posting on social media still has her in like Nike gear. It's not like the full on like boom, like giant swoosh across the shirt kind of Nike gear, but like, she had a post where I think she was in Alpha Flies, or not Alpha Flies, Next Percents. And then another one where she was in, I think, some pegs. So like she's still rocking the Nike gear, but maybe that's all she has right now. But I don't know. Is that another potential Puma pickup? I don't know. That's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where she goes. But like, just for the caliber of the race, I feel like I think there were 11 runners in that 3,000 women's. And like maybe 11 or maybe 12, and like I want to say like Mariel Hall and Gwen Jorgensen came in like 9th and 10th, and they were 30 seconds behind the winner. And I'm like, wow, you got Marion Hall, a ridiculously fast runner, Olympian, and Gwen Jorgensen, also an Olympian, really fast runner. I know the 3000 is neither of their event, but still, like, so crazy fast. But I hope more of those kinds of events like pop up, like on the internet. I just feel like, I think right now I was listening to a podcast, Mario Farley's Morning Shakeout podcast. It was an older one. It was with the coach at North Carolina, Chris Maddening, I want to say his name. I don't remember. He used to coach with, he's from like Georgetown, coached a whole bunch of other really great places, coached at Stanford for a long time. And he was saying like the pandemic and everything, it's, it's going to be a turning point for track and field. It could be a turning point in a really good way or in a really bad way. It hasn't quite, we don't know which way it's going to be yet, but it's going to be a big turning point. And I feel like I've been thinking a lot about like the future of running and what that kind of looks like from like a professional level. Not for me, obviously, but like for other pros in terms of like, we've been seeing these like, elite only marathon races that are on looped courses that are really fun to watch. And so like, where do we go from there, from being a collection of like events? And then we've got Diamond League, which is another kind of like basically mini Olympics that, happens periodically. That's been successful and I felt like was gaining in popularity before the pandemic. But then I'm like, I don't know that that's the right formula for this. And then we've got stuff like the Trial of Miles and Cities Mag putting on these events that are going to be smaller, very focused, kind of like this Prickly Pear Invitational that had like 4 events, that could be put on and then broadcast over on YouTube and other places. I don't know. It's an interesting time. It'll be interesting to see like where things go. And I do agree that the turning point will be 2020. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, that was a long rant. I was going off. Not a rant, but anyway. Daniel South says, "Hey everyone, what's going on, Daniel? Good to see you again." And all right. Runner Gray. So I was disappointed that I missed yesterday's live stream. I was a Yellow Card fan. That's funny. I was gonna try and make Yellow Card be the song for the Instagram reel for today, for the Instagram post for today, but it just didn't really fit. So I ended up with like a third. I just went with like a third Linkin Park song in a row. I've been listening to them a lot lately, so I felt like we'll just go with that. It seems to fit. But I'm gonna try to put some more in there so that like people who don't know Yellow Card can get to know them. I don't know that they're really worth it, but I'm it's not something I'm going to fight people on, but I enjoy it. It's good music. I remember for my when I think it was, I don't remember, but like I was listening to a lot of Yellow Card when my wife was pregnant with one of our children, and I don't remember, like there's a couple of songs that like get very much into like dad relationship kind of things, and it's very different than like my relationship with my dad or like the relationship that I had or was anticipating to have with my kids. But for whatever reason, just because it was on the subject of like dads, like it really got to me. I would get like emotional like running along the lakefront listening to Yellow Card, and I'm like, oh, I'm way too old to be doing that. So it was weird. True story though. Oh man. All right. So we got Ross Paul coming in from Scotland. Said, signed up for the Glasgow Half Marathon, training for sub 130. What steps do you take for recovery after my runs? Right now, I'll say generally what I do is I do try. I don't, a lot of people are very strict about it, but I try to get in some sort of recovery drink or recovery food relatively like reasonably soon after the run, because I feel like your body is, thirsty, to use a metaphor. And so I feel like it's good to kind of like replenish and top up for the day. If I can, ideally, I like to get in a good meal after a long run or a workout. tends to not usually work out for me that way. So I end up doing a lot of shakes and drinks. Right now, what I'm doing is I tried the Noon Recovery powder. It's got like the BCAs, the branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, equivalent to 30 grams of protein in the drink. So I've been drinking that, like one of those, right after, like right back when I get from my run, and I usually end up drinking a lot of coffee. But other than that, I try to make sure I'm staying hydrated, and I try to make sure that I'm fueling well. Eating foods that are a little bit more nutritionally dense, so I'm not just snacking all day, even though I do tend to snack a lot during the day. So those are some of the things that I kind of like aim for and look for, and try to make sure that I'm doing. We don't buy. I mean, we buy some snacks for the kids, but I try not to like eat their snacks or scavenge too much of their food, or eat too many of the snacks during the day. So like, that's kind of like the main things that I do is I focus on like, enough liquid, make sure the electrolytes are kind of getting topped back up, and not eating too much snacks and junk food. Although I love snacks and junk food. So that's the main thing. In the evening, I usually do some sort of something. Sometimes it's only like 30 seconds of work. Sometimes it's like 5 minutes, where I might be either stretching a little bit, seeing like what feels tight and what feels good to kind of move around and kind of stretch and get it wide open and loose and limber. Other times I might do some work, kind of like single leg mobility / strength kind of stuff. Whether it's kind of doing like a pistol squat, that kind of thing, or like a single leg lunge, those kinds of things, just to work on making sure that the knee is staying like in alignment, and I'm working on strengthening those things on a leg by leg basis. So that's kind of my general approach to recovery. If I feel like it, if something's a little bit sore than usual, then I might bust out the massage gun. I don't really foam roll all that much anymore. I'm just not a big fan of it. So that's kind of what I do. I've been trying to get better sleep as well. All right. Let's see. And Josh says, ideal healthy body weight, when he was giving us that formula earlier. He says, if you look at world-class runners, like 800-meter runners, they are closest to their ideal in terms of body weight. The longer the event, the more of a percentage underweight for the runner. Oh, yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Cool. Hey, Josh is just like an encyclopedia of facts. He just always can, like, it doesn't matter the subject. I mean, I guess a lot of the subjects we're talking about are in his wheelhouse, but it's just like always so well, just like so know so much. Amazing. And he also says, keep in mind this is the weight they keep for the season, not year round. True. Yeah, very important, because then it's that either there's probably gonna be some sort of fluctuation when you're very specifically training for your race and at like peak fitness versus what you're doing through some of like the base building phases. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. All right. Albert Long says, I tag some of the tunes that Ko uses for his intros for his video reviews using the Shazam app, and then would listen to them with YouTube music. Oh, are they available? I'm a really big fan of those kind of music. I didn't know that. I didn't know, like, because people ask me all the time, not all the time, but it's been less lately because I've been listing in all the videos that just all the music is sourced from the Epidemic Sound, because now I have an affiliate link. So, that's like the main reason I started mentioning them specifically. But because I'm like, can you even get these? I don't know that you can get these like on Apple Music or Spotify, because I feel like a lot of it is music that was like made not for the sake of like trying to sell like streams, but to sell to like these music sourcing services. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you like the music. I like the music a lot. Picking out the music is something that's really fun for me. And since I had like a music service like Epidemic Sound, what's nice is like I'm spending time picking between like 4 or 5 things that I like usually, rather than like spending a lot of time just trying to find something that I can try to maybe hopefully use without like getting a copyright strike or anything like that. So it's like probably the best money that I can spend on this YouTube channel is like a music service, because it's pretty cheap, especially for someone that makes as many videos as I do. All right. Oren says, for a teenager, should I take a rest day every week, or would I be better off just running a couple of miles, super easy, and stretching? I mean, Oren, you're running in the you're more of a distance runner than a sprinter, and so I don't know. I think that that's something that's going to be. I mean, that's something that's pretty hotly debated for a lot of people. I would think that it's going to depend on your body and what you want to do. I mean, I was listening to or watching one of Andy's recent videos, and he was talking about how he takes 2 full rest days off a week. And he's also been running like a majority of his runs at like a relatively high intensity. So it's a very unique approach. He doesn't seem to like anything that I like anymore in terms of training philosophies. But like, I don't know, I can't argue with him because like, look at his results. He's amazing. But he's been doing a lot of intensity most of the days of the week. Even his just like regular runs are like pretty fast. But he takes like a 48-hour chunk off like every week, like on the week. I think it's just like week. Is it the weekends that he takes off? I don't know. He takes 48 hours off every week. And that seems to work for him. But he is one of those guys where I feel like, you know, run faster with less mileage, like those kinds of plans, I think work for him. I think I remember, you know, part of like how he got hurt was I think because he was on one of these like higher mileage marathon plans. And I just think that it just didn't agree with them. So it's going to depend on your body, I think, a lot. And like the kind of other training that you're doing the rest of the week, whether that makes sense for you. I like, you know, just running a little bit less on one day and, you know, making sure you're following up on all those other important things like stretching and maybe some mobility work, but, and strength work. But, you know, I would say experiment. There's only really one way to find out, I think, for you. And Jeff Elliott says on that, he says, I think it depends on how hard you're training, yeah, and how healthy and resilient you are. Basically, if you're doing hard workouts, the rest days are more important. Yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of look at it too. Daniel Sudo says, glad to see I made it while the live stream is still going. Oh, welcome, Daniel. Glad you're here. Good to have you. And Runner Dre says, we need a Spotify, Kofuzi Spotify list. I forgot. I totally forgot. I will do it today. I was going to do it after yesterday. There is a Kofuzi Run Club Spotify list. It hasn't been updated in basically since I got, this is not the Apple Watch. This is the first I wear it on though. Basically since I got Apple Watch, I haven't updated the Spotify list. But there is one, it's called Kofuzi Run Club. And I didn't check what the link is for that, for my Apple Music Spotify, Apple Music playlist. So I'll go look and make sure that both of those are still available for other people to find. But this Kofuzi Spotify list, that one is songs that I like to listen to while running, not songs that I've used. I've thought about trying to put together a list of the songs that I've used. I'm not sure how I would, I don't know. I guess I can check. But then sometimes like the music is like wouldn't be great for running. Like some of those run meditation ones, like those are good to like watch a YouTube video, but I don't know if I want to run to that. So that could be interesting. And then a lot of times the thing is, I only use like 45 seconds of a song. Sometimes like the other 3 minutes of the song aren't that great. So like, I think that's kind of like one of my like secret skills in terms of being able to find like good music to go with videos is like to be able to see past maybe like the first minute of a song. Cause sometimes it doesn't get good or like good for running until like the weird, like the bridge maybe, so like at a weird spot in the song, a little bit further in, that other people like maybe like listening to sampling, like not sampling, but testing at the first 30 seconds would be like, no, this ain't a good fit. I'll find the part that's a good fit if there's a good part in there. So like, I don't know how well that would work, but maybe it's worth looking into. All right. Steve 76 says Dr. Josh is going to where'd it go? He said Dr. Josh is going to hand out a quiz after the live stream. That's funny. That would be a hard quiz. I feel like that would be a really hard quiz. And I feel like if Dr. Josh were a biology teacher, here we go. Dr. Josh will have a quiz after the live stream. I feel like if Dr. Josh were a biology teacher, there would be no partial credit given. You either got it or you didn't. That's how I feel like it'd be. All right. Rick Sutter says, as far as the recovery thing we were talking about, he's like, repair from the quality workouts occurs during deep sleep. Is it during deep sleep that it happens? Or is it because like, I get the breakdown of like REM sleep, light sleep, deep sleep. But, I guess it's on me to do better research on that. But I'm like, what's a normal breakdown, or what does it mean if like on certain days my REM sleep is much shorter, or my deep sleep is much longer? I guess I got to look at. That's my own fault. I got to look into that more. But I have been hearing a lot of people talking about lately that the workout is like the training session plus the recovery. That's your that's the session. The session isn't just the hour or however long you're running. The session is that plus the recovery work. That together is the workout. People are thinking about it that way. And I remember my coach in college talking about it that way, but I always thought he was just doing that, being like, guys, just don't show up to practice tomorrow hungover. I felt like that was kind of like the warning. That's why they would emphasize that. But maybe Coach Schilling was right on that. Actually he was right. All right. Stephen Farmer says, the Carhartt beanies you run in, are they specific to running? I have a few of them I bought years ago for like $8 and get really sweaty and wet when I run them. The ones I have are not specific for running. It was part of my Asian dude in rural Iowa camouflage. I wanted to fit in, so I just bought, like everyone else here has Carhartt stuff. I didn't really feel comfortable wearing like the Under Armour camo. I feel like people would think that I was maybe mocking them. But like Carhartt, I can wear that because I see people in Chicago wear that all the time, and it wouldn't be that weird or disingenuous for me to wear that. So that's why I picked that up. Mine doesn't get too wet. You know what hat gets really wet and sweaty? That's very surprising. I'll tell you one that does and one that doesn't. One that does get really wet and sweaty that's surprising is the one from Kraft. So I bought the Team Ribs Kraft winter beanie. It's not a beanie. It's just the winter hat. That one, it's very like, it's just very loose. Like the material is very like, not I don't want to say flimsy, but it's just not very like stretchy. And it feels a little bit thin, and it gets very sweaty. One that doesn't get sweaty at all, even though it seems like it's gonna be super hot, is the yellow hat that I wear a lot of time. It's a North Face winter beanie. My sister got it for me when she was in. She always brings me back swag from the Olympics whenever she goes. It was from one of the Olympics. I forget which one it was. Was it Sochi? Or was it I think it was the Korea Winter Olympics. That one, it doesn't really. It's like very like it fits on the head very tight and very snug, and it just wraps your head in lots of warmth, but doesn't get too clammy. So I really like that one. I might get another North Face running like winter hat just because I like that one so much. Mike House says, new idea for an alliterative live stream. Shopping Saturday or Sunday where you do screen share and we do online shopping together. That'd be interesting. I mean, I have to make sure I don't accidentally put my credit card on the internet, but like my credit card numbers and stuff on the internet. But but the shopping is not really alliterate. It's it's S's, but they're not the SH versus the S. But I like that. I mean, Brad Hall did a sneaker shopping with Brad Hall, but he did it himself. He didn't he wasn't on he wasn't there with like Joe LaPuma. He just did it from like his attic, his little work office. And it was exactly that, where he was like looking online at like the Adidas website and he's like, I think I'm going to buy this one. I like this one. It'll look great with jeans, so he's done that before. But I thought, that might be an interesting live stream, is like one day we'll look at like maybe Decathlon or like East Bay, or like maybe we'll we'll look at like a different, I guess we could look at a different brand every week and see what they got, and just kind of like be kind of like a reaction video at the same time. But we can also, maybe we'll do, I think we're going to do that. Let's do that. Maybe we'll do it on the weekend. Let's do that. I think that'd be fun. We can do that. Well, I'll put it on I'll do like kind of like a side by side. I'll put my head on the side. We'll see the website on this side over here. All right, we'll try it. I don't know if we'll do any shopping, but I mean, I'll put some stuff in the cart. Maybe I will do some shopping. I can do that. All right. I just gotta make sure I don't accidentally put my credit card information on the screen. But I think I can manage that. All right. We'll try it. I mean, I got 7 live streams a week. We got room to play. We got room to play for sure. Oh, all right. Let's do a couple more and then I'm gonna get going for today. The kids have been really quiet. It's kind of making me nervous. All right. The dog is here. He's not snoring so hard today. I don't know. He's been napping a lot. A little too much. Makes me a little bit nervous. He woke up like in the middle of the night, overnight, and like was just barking like crazy. We've been putting him in the crate at night. I feel like he sleeps better. I think otherwise he's a lot like my younger daughter. Like she'll just get up, kind of like hang out. Like in the middle of the night, she'll just get up and be like, I felt like getting a snack, Dad. So I got up and I got a snack. And then I really felt like watching my iPad. So I watched iPad for a little bit. Then I went back to bed. She'll tell me about it like all in the morning. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't know. I was just sleeping. But like, it's like she lives this whole other, like, you know, like she's like toddler fight club. Like she just gets up and like in the middle of the night, she's living this alternate entire full life. Like I wonder I should check her watch history. What is she watching at like 2:00 in the morning? I don't know. But like the dog's kind of the same way. Like if we don't close the crate, I feel like he'll spend a lot of time like just like doing stuff. I don't know what dogs do, but like I just feel like he won't sleep as well. So we've been putting him in the crate to sleep when closing the latch. I feel like he's doing better, but last night was a rough night for him. And then like his water dish was empty, and he knows how to make it clang around so that he knows how to get our attention. And I totally made my wife get up and do it. I was like, "Can you go and just give the dog some water, please?" And she's like, "Fine." Yeah. So I don't. Maybe that's why he's napping a lot today. All right, let's get one more. Let's see what we got here. We've been thrust into the center of a Murakami novel. Oh, that's funny. I think maybe like for Halloween next year, I'll go with Murakami and see and see if anyone picks it up. If I don't feel like wearing a costume on Halloween, which is pretty rare, I usually feel like wearing a costume. But if I don't, I'll just be like I'm Murakami. Oren says about sleep. Listen to Joe Rogan's podcast about sleep, number 1109, with sleep expert Matthew Walker. Super eye-opening. You know what? I just watched something that he did with MMA fighter about, and he was saying like it was like one of those Joe Rogan, like the JRE clips or something like that, and it was really nice. They took the audio and set it to to video, kind of like how I'll talk over like just running footage for my run inspiration videos. So it's kind of like that. But they were talking about like, you know, this guy's like, I'm never sore. If you're sore, you did it wrong. Instead, I train every day. And so I thought that was kind of like an interesting. You should look for that, Oren, if you're a Joe Rogan fan. I'll see if I can find. It should be in my history, so I'll see if I can find a link for that and put it in the description. But I'll also look for number 1109. See if I can find that. All right. Matt Legrand says, all right, I think this is a good one to end with for today. Matt Legrand says, have a great weekend and Long Run Co. Catch up with you next week. Awesome, Matt. Hope you have a good weekend as well, getting out there training. I got to check out your Verity Sense video. Now that I got mine out, I feel like I can look at everybody else's, compare notes, kind of, so to speak, but I'll have to check it out. Hopefully having a good weekend of training as well. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully you guys have a good long run tomorrow and good weekend. But, you know, I'll see you guys tomorrow anyway. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk about the experiment that I've been doing. I've been taking off. I don't know if you guys noticed. Sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, but I've been taking off for all the videos that I published in January. I took off mid-roll ads. And I wanted to do an experiment and see what that did to some of my numbers. It's been over a month now, probably not long enough to really tell. Probably I have to really do it for like a year to see for sure like what the effect is on it. But we'll talk about kind of like why I did it and where it's going. So tomorrow's going to be like a YouTube analytics video. So that'll be tomorrow morning. And then it'll either be tomorrow morning or Sunday. So I never know what day it just depends on how quiet the kids remain in terms of how much work they let me do over the next couple days. But either way, we'll still have a live stream in the afternoon. Maybe we'll do some shopping tomorrow. I don't know if I'll buy anything. I probably will if we're going to be scrolling the web, scrolling Saturday. I don't know. That doesn't work. We'll figure out something. We'll figure out something to call it, but we'll do some shopping maybe tomorrow, 3:00 Central Time, same as today. hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe and warm out there, everybody. Thanks.